Buddhism. Made simple. Origins, meaning, and teachings. Imagine standing before an ancient tree, its branches stretching high into the sky, its roots deeply anchored in the earth. It symbolizes both stability and growth. Buddhism is much the same, a teaching that originated over 2,500 years ago and continues to inspire millions worldwide. But how did it all begin? Why do so many people follow the teachings of a man who left his royal palace in search of answers to life's fundamental questions? What makes Buddhism so timeless and compelling that it remains relevant in today's fast-paced world? In this audiobook, we take you on a journey to the origins of Buddhism. We'll explore who Buddha really was, what shaped his philosophy, and how his teachings spread across the world over centuries. Stay with us. The path of Buddhism begins here. Who was Buddha? To understand Buddhism, we must start with its founder, Siddhartha Gautama, later known as Buddha, the Awakened One. Siddhartha was born around the 5th to 4th century BC in Lumbini, in present-day Nepal. He grew up in a wealthy and influential family as the son of a ruling prince who wanted to protect him from the hardships of life. To shield his son, Siddhartha's father kept him within the palace walls, surrounded by luxury, pleasures, and everything he could desire. Yet despite this seemingly perfect world, Siddhartha felt unfulfilled and longed for a deeper understanding of life. His life changed forever when he experienced the 4 encounters during his first journeys outside the palace. For the first time, he saw an old man and realized that aging is inevitable, a sick man, and understood that illness is part of life, a dead man, and recognized that death is unavoidable. A wandering ascetic, someone who renounced material possessions in search of inner truth. These encounters profoundly shook Siddhartha Gautama. He realized that life is full of suffering and that the answer to this suffering could not be found in the luxury of the palace. Driven by his search for truth, he left his family and royal life at the age of 29. He wandered through forests, joined spiritual teachers, and practiced extreme asceticism. However, he soon discovered that self-denial was just as ineffective in achieving enlightenment as the excesses of the palace. Finally, he sat under a Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, making a firm vow: I will not rise until I have found the truth about life. After days of deep meditation, Siddhartha attained enlightenment. He realized the truth about suffering, its causes, and the path to overcoming it, thus becoming Buddha, the Awakened One. These experiences laid the foundation for the teachings of Buddhism. Buddha dedicated the rest of his life to sharing his insights so that others could also find the path to enlightenment. The core teachings of Buddhism. After his enlightenment, Buddha began sharing his insights about life and suffering. These teachings form the foundation of Buddhism and are summarized in 2 essential concepts: the 4 Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. Buddha realized that suffering is an inherent part of life, but he also discovered that there is a way to overcome it. The 4 Noble Truths provide a clear structure for understanding human existence. The truth of suffering, dukkha. Life contains suffering, dissatisfaction, and impermanence. The truth of the cause of suffering, attachment, craving, and ignorance are the roots of suffering. The truth of the end of suffering. Liberation is possible by letting go of attachment and ignorance. The truth of the path to liberation. There is a structured way to overcome suffering. The Eightfold Path serves as a practical guide to living a mindful, ethical, and fulfilling life. It includes key principles such as right view, right action, and right mindfulness, which help us cultivate wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. By following these principles, we can achieve inner peace and ultimately enlightenment. These fundamental teachings establish Buddhism not as a blind faith, but as a philosophy based on personal experience, insight, and practice. In future audiobooks, we will explore the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path in greater depth. If you're interested in diving deeper into these topics, be sure to check out the upcoming episodes. To ensure you don't miss them, subscribe to this channel and join us on this journey of self-discovery and wisdom. The spread of Buddhism. After Buddha's death, his teachings began an incredible journey, spreading from their roots in India across the world over the centuries, evolving into a global movement. A key turning point came in the 3rd century BC, when King Ashoka, ruler of the Maurya Empire, embraced and promoted Buddhism. After a period of violence and conquest, Ashoka underwent a profound transformation and became a champion of nonviolence and compassion, deeply inspired by Buddha's teachings. He built Buddhist monasteries, sent missionaries to different countries, and had Buddha's wisdom inscribed on stone pillars, many of which still stand in India today. The evolution and branches of Buddhism. Over time, Buddhism diverged into different schools and traditions, each offering a unique perspective on Buddha's teachings. 3 of the most prominent traditions are Theravāda, the teaching of the elders. This tradition focuses on Buddha's original teachings, emphasizing personal enlightenment through meditation and discipline. It is primarily practiced in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos. Mahāyāna, the Great Vehicle. Developing in countries such as China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam, Mahāyāna Buddhism places strong emphasis on compassion and the role of the Bodhisattva, a being who attains enlightenment but chooses to remain in the cycle of existence to help others achieve liberation. Vajrayāna, the Diamond Path. Primarily found in Tibet and Mongolia, this tradition integrates rituals, meditation, and mantras, offering what is considered a fast track to enlightenment through esoteric practices. Over the centuries, Buddhism spread from India into Central Asia, Southeast Asia, China, Japan, and eventually the Western world. Today, Buddhism is more than just a religion. It is also a philosophy and way of life that continues to inspire millions worldwide. The diversity of Buddhist traditions reflects how adaptable and universal Buddha's teachings are. Each school contributes to the core message of Buddhism in its own way, the pursuit of inner peace and enlightenment. Buddhism today. Over the past 2,500 years, Buddhism has undergone a remarkable evolution, becoming one of the most influential spiritual traditions in the world. Today, it has approximately 500 million followers, spanning across all continents. In Asia, Buddhism remains deeply rooted in various cultures, whether in the temples of Thailand, the Zen monasteries of Japan, or the Tibetan monasteries in the Himalayas. In the West, Buddhism has gained significant popularity in recent decades. Many people find in its teachings a response to modern-day challenges such as stress, anxiety, and the search for meaning. The practice of mindfulness, directly derived from Buddha's teachings, has become a central component in psychology and personal development. Why is Buddhism timeless and relevant? One of Buddhism's greatest strengths is its practical wisdom. It offers universal tools such as meditation, mindfulness, and compassion, which are not bound by cultural or religious limitations and can be easily applied in daily life. Additionally, Buddhism stands out for its flexibility. Unlike many religions, it does not impose rigid dogmas, but instead emphasizes personal experience and individual insight. This makes it accessible to people from diverse backgrounds. Finally, Buddhism provides answers to modern problems. Whether in the areas of environmental awareness, ethical living, or mental health, Buddhist teachings offer practical guidance on how to navigate today's challenges with greater clarity and mindfulness. Despite its diverse forms and adaptations, the essence of Buddhism remains unchanged: the pursuit of inner peace and enlightenment through deeper understanding of oneself and the world. This universal message continues to inspire people across cultures and religions, making Buddhism a timeless source of wisdom and guidance. Buddhism teaches us that the path to a fulfilling life does not lie in reaching a specific goal, but in the conscious journey to understanding ourselves. As Buddha said, the path is the goal. His timeless teachings continue to inspire people worldwide to live with greater mindfulness, compassion, and awareness. What does Buddhism mean to you? Have you already had experiences with meditation or mindfulness? How have these practices influenced your life? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. In the next audiobook of this series, we will take a closer look at the Four Noble Truths, the core of Buddhist teachings. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it, and support us in creating more inspiring content for you. Until next time, stay mindful and open to the journey.